If you're running a small business, you've probably heard the term AI and thought, yeah, that's for the big guys. It's got to be expensive, complicated. But what if it wasn't? Today, we're going to follow a founder's journey from a super safe corporate job to building an AI partner designed specifically for businesses just like yours. This isn't just a cool story, it's a practical roadmap for how you can tap into some seriously powerful tools you might have thought were way out of reach.
So just imagine this for a second. You spent 25 years climbing the ladder in corporate tech. You've got the steady paycheck, the predictable career path, all the safe things. It's the kind of stability that, let's be honest, most people dream of. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Why on earth would someone walk away from all that security? Why trade a sure thing for the massive uncertainty of starting something from scratch? There has to be a really, really good reason. And that's where this story gets interesting.
That big question leads us right into our first chapter, the pivot. And look, this wasn't just about finding a new job. This was a fundamental shift, a huge change in direction, and it was all sparked by realizing that a massive group of people were being left behind in this whole tech revolution.
And there it is. That's the why. The founder saw this giant chasm opening up. You had these massive corporations using AI to get smarter and faster, while the local businesses, the ones that are the absolute backbone of our communities, were stuck on the sidelines. The mission became crystal clear. Build something to bridge that gap, to give small businesses the same fighting chance, the same competitive edge.
Having a great mission is one thing, but actually having the chops to pull it off, that's a whole other ballgame. This brings us to what the founder calls the builder's boss fight. If you've ever played a video game, you know exactly what that means. It's that final, ridiculously hard challenge you have to beat to prove you've got the skills.
And this wasn't just a weekend workshop. We're talking about a 3-month, head-down, deep-dive sprint. It started in month 1 with mastering the easier, no-code stuff. By month 2, it was already getting serious, building custom AI agents. And by month 3, wow! We're talking about living in the command line, deep in the weeds with code, containers, and complex cloud infrastructure. This is what it looks like to truly earn your stripes.
But out of all those challenges, there was one that stood above the rest as the true boss fight, figuring out identity and access management, or IAM, on Google Cloud. To put that in plain English, it's basically the Fort Knox of the digital world. It controls who gets to touch what, and it is notoriously tricky to master. Getting that right wasn't just a technical achievement. It was a promise that anything built for a client would be rock solid and secure from the ground up.
Okay, so with all that hard-won, in-the-trenches expertise, the focus now pivots from the builder's journey directly to you, the small business owner. Let's talk about how all this technical stuff actually helps solve the problems you're dealing with day in and day out. Does this feel familiar? I bet it does. As a small business owner, you're playing a completely different game. You are the IT department. You need tools that don't break the bank and that can actually grow with you. And more than anything, you don't just want a vendor who sells you a product and disappears. You need a real partner who's in it with you for the long haul. And this is where that mission really snaps into focus. Boots on the Ground AI is all about tackling every single one of those challenges head-on. The magic words here are accessible, practical, and valuable. It's about taking this powerful AI technology out of the abstract and putting it to work, right here on the ground, for your business.
All right, so we've covered the why behind the journey and the how of building the expertise. Now for the fun part. What's actually in the toolkit for you? Let's open it up and see the practical solutions ready to solve some of your biggest headaches.
Let's start with your customer experience. On one side, think of Boots Order as your 24/7 AI receptionist. Imagine it. Never, ever missing another call for an order or an appointment, even if it comes in at 3 a.m. Then on the other side, you've got Boots Support, which is your AI agent handling all your chat, email, and social media inquiries with real empathy, making sure every customer gets an answer.
And here's the kicker. This isn't just about being fast, it's about being good. We're talking about customer satisfaction scores hitting 85% or even higher. Why? Because people love getting quick, helpful answers whenever they need them. It builds incredible trust and loyalty.
Now let's shift from your customers to your internal team. Think about all those mind-numbing, repetitive tasks that eat up so much time. Data entry, scheduling, you name it. That's what Boots Coordinator is for. It automates those workflows. And the result? You could save 15 to 20 hours for every employee every single week. Just think about that. That's time you can pour right back into growing your business.
So, these tools are clearly powerful, But you're probably asking, okay, how does this actually get set up in my business? That brings us to a core philosophy that's totally different from how most consultants work. It's all about a hands-on approach.
This really lays out the difference, doesn't it? On one side, you have the typical consultant. They'll study your business, write up a fancy report full of advice, and then they're gone. On our side, it's the complete opposite. It's about rolling up our sleeves, actually building the thing that works for you, and sticking around to make sure it succeeds. It's about being your partner, not just an advisor.
And that partnership follows a really clear 5-step process. We kick things off with discovery, which is just us listening and really digging in to understand your business. Then we design a custom plan. No cookie-cutter stuff here. After that, we build it, deploy it with full training, and, this is the important part, we stick around to optimize it, constantly tweaking and improving to make sure you're getting every ounce of value.
Okay, by now you might be thinking, this all sounds fantastic, but can I actually afford this? Is it going to be a huge, complicated project? Let's clear that up right now and talk about how simple it is to get started. Let's just get right to it. You can start with a powerful AI assistant for just $299 a month. The whole point of that price is to completely demolish the financial wall that usually keeps small businesses away from this kind of game-changing technology.
And getting started is just as straightforward. It's literally 3 simple steps. We hop on a 30-minute call so we can understand what you need. Then, in just a day or two, your AI assistant is configured. And then, we launch with all the training and support you need. Seriously, you can go from our first chat to having a live AI working for you in under a week. It's that fast.
So let's just end on this one thought. Forget all the tech jargon for a second and just think about the time. What would you do, what could you really do with an extra 15 hours back in your week every single week? What new idea could you finally launch? Which customers could you connect with? That time, that's the real bottom line. That's the promise of what this can do for your business.